10 people in the room, but just to get things underway, we do have some microphones set up in the room for whatever questions you guys may have. And if you guys want to start lining up now, that would be amazing. But we are going to do one question per person and no requests or anything like that. And are you guys ready to get this panel underway? It is my absolute privilege to bring to the stage, she's the one and only Marisa Tomi! Welcome. How's the weekend been so far?
It's great. I'm chilly. I have to keep my coat on, guys. Sorry.
It's like the one chilly-ish weekend you know.
Okay.
Welcome.
You're not.
Right. I know, we've been a big fan of Michael Myers all weekend. How's the weekend been? I know you've gotten to meet a lot of really incredible people at your table. How has it been for you this weekend?
Oh, lovely. A lot of shared laughter. Cried a couple times with some people. It's really lovely. It's a very emotional experience.
Amazing. So I wanted to start by asking about one of my favorite films of all time is My Cousin Vinny. An all-star cast with you, and Joe Pesci, and also Ralph Macchio. So I wanted to know about what was it like working with such an incredible cast?
Oh, wow. Well, it was very early on in my, it was only the second movie I ever did, so it was scary and a little bit overwhelming, and I didn't really, I had never shot on location before, so there was a lot to learn and a lot to get used to, and it was a different way of filming than we do now, because filming was actually film, now it's digital, so it was a slower pace, which was better for me to get used to the business and the rhythm and everything. But Joe was so kind to me, and just he's really the person who kind of picked me out of the audition tapes and chose to work with me. So I really owe him a lot, and he's the person who told me to come to these kind of conventions too. He always looks after me. Yeah.
That's good advice. I love hearing that. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Appreciate you very much.
I love him. Yeah.
That's great. And obviously, you've worked on so many different genres, from like drama to now superhero films. And I wanted to know if there was a specific type of genre that you prefer working in more so than the others.
Well, I'm kind of excited that the rom-coms are coming back, I have to say. I mean, I feel like I should have been born in the 1940s anyway, but like then at least I got to do a little bit of rom-coms, and now they seem to be coming back. But even like the movie like My Cousin Vinny, it doesn't get made that much now. So character-based, that's funny in the situations. So I'm excited for some character-based things to come back. Comedy, basically. I like it.
And what was that like for you joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe? That had to be a huge, wonderful moment.
Well,
Ultimately,
let you fill in the blanks. I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was like I just, it wasn't, I'm sure you've heard this from at least a few other people. Some people know what they're going into, but to me, it's like, oh, this is the thing that my brother loves. So I just call my brother and like, what do you think about this? He's like, and he kind of, him and one of his best friends kind of talked me through the history of my character and who she had relationships with, and kind of where the lineage of Uncle Ben and things like that. I mean, I always try to say, please, people, can you call her May Parker, so that she has a full name and is a real person, and not just like an auntie who's floating out in space. But he's the one who kind of talked to me about it, and then I got into it from there. And then really it was Robert Downey who called and said, do you want to come and do this with me? Because I had done Only You with him years ago. Yeah, so that's how I got involved, and now I'm still catching up.
That's great. Another film I love, I feel like this is just going to be like, we love all your films, but we're going to try to cover as many as we can. The Wrestler is just another iconic film. And I wanted to know about working with Darren Aronofsky and what he's like as a director.
Well, Darren, it's gonna sound like I just got my jobs from Friends. I mean, I went to high school with Darren. So he was in my brother's class, a few years younger than me. And he just called me and asked me to do that. But again, it was kind of another world I wasn't really that familiar with pro wrestling. And he really talked to me a lot about my character being similar to Mickey's character in the way that they're people who really use their body is their way of making a living. And so they come to a crossroads in their life, and how are they going to kind of continue to have the life that they've had? And so that was how he spoke to me about that character, Cadet. And yeah, of course I was like, totally petrified, shitting in my pants, like, what? I'm not doing that. Like, what are you asking me to do, really? In Newark, New Jersey, in a real strip bar? Was it really like that? It was cold, colder than in here, and it was dirty and gross. But it was real, and it was real indie filmmaking. He's a master, obviously. Look how many incredible movies he's made. I just love him. He's really a super smart guy, really filled with a lot of heart. And I was just really lucky to work with him too on such a character that I at the time I also was like getting a little old to do this kind of thing. Like take off my clothes, but I did it.
That you do have a film that is coming out on the 9th, so that's super soon. It's the film Upgraded?
It's called Upgraded, yes. There's, it's Carlson Young, her last name is Young, but she's a young director, and it was really exciting to work with someone who's just a young female who's got a vision. It is a romantic comedy. I am the villain. The villain stage line. It should hopefully be really fun. It's coming out on Amazon.
Yeah, we all have to watch it. Right? So before we get to questions from the crowd, I wanted to ask, obviously now with these cinematic shared universes, I want to know if you can think of 2 of your characters that you think would be found in each other's universes. Like, what do you think would make for an interesting crossover?
The 2 of my characters that would go into, oh my god, this is a question for the audience because I need your help with this one. I don't know. Who, me too? What would you say?
Okay, so May Parker, let's see. Only because we were talking about my cousin Vinny earlier, I don't know. I feel like she could fit in anywhere. Any ideas? Or we'll have to town hall it later.
We can town hall it later.
Okay,
yeah, we can have Mona Lisa get into the MCU though. I think her superpower is clearly her brain and her big mouth. So and her fashion sense. So she's got a lot of superpowers. That one.
That is a power. All right, so we're gonna go to questions from you guys. So we're gonna start over here. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Zan, and my question is, well, you started off talking about My Cousin Vinny, which is a highly quotable movie. Probably everyone in here can quote some lines. So I was wondering if you have anything that is personally meaningful to you in terms of a quote, whether it's from one of your projects or something else.
I don't know if well, I will say that You Blend was an improv line. That was probably the first time I ever improv. Well, I hadn't done that many movies, but it wasn't like I didn't go to school for improv or anything like that. It wasn't as popular as it is now, and it's a part of an actor's training. Then it really wasn't like that. So I didn't have that many lines in that part of the scene, and Joe was like, just say something. And so again, it goes back to Joe, and I said that, and he laughed, and he kept it in.
My name's Corey, I'm a huge fan. My question's about your movie, The Wrestler, which you spoke about a bit, but it's one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm just curious if you could speak more about ultimately what drew you to that role and what made you finally take it, and kind of what you thought about the movie, or if you took anything from that movie or that character with you past that.
Well, as I said earlier, I was pretty terrified to take that role on, especially that particular time in my life. And yeah, I mean, I won't be too ashamed to say I resorted to a psychic and to some astrology. Like, should I do it or should I not? I'm too scared. And in the end, she was right, so I'm glad I did it.
Have you followed professional wrestling at all since the film?
No, but all I do is like go to the flea market. You know,
They do shows at the flea market.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Go ahead. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Caleb. You're gorgeous, as always, so stay stunning.
Say hello, Rabbit.
My question is, when you first read or were told that you were going to be exiting the MCU, as far as we know right now,
I was pissed off!
I was relieved to finally be told, oh, maybe like Harrison Ford when he left Star Wars, when he was finally killed off. Thank you.
That's how they sold it to me too.
Yeah. So you were just angry at it?
No, I mean, look, don't take it out of context, people, okay? I mean, it's just like, I was like, what is going on? But then John Watts, the director, explained to me the kind of context of what the Uncle Ben character had been through and how it would be a transformation, you know, like a conflagration of these two characters in a way, and that, you know, I'd get to be part of that. Someone else asked about that quote, to be able to say that beautiful quote about responsibility and power, and you know, I understood where it was all coming from.
All right, thank you. Your performance was at that scene was amazing, by the way.
John Watts is a great director. He's a really great director. John's brother is an EMT. He works like in an emergency room and drives the cars in emergency situations. So we called him to ask him about, you know, how physically all of that kind of perishing would happen. So his brother helped us, yeah.
All right, over here. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Jack. Hi, Marisa.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about My Cousin Vinny, my favorite movie. Now, I know I'm a little late, but congratulations on the Oscar for that. Very well deserved. Just a little late, yeah. But my question was, I know that there was a plan at some point for a sequel to My Cousin Vinny that you rejected, that you walked away from, but if given the opportunity, would you now take that opportunity, or why did you choose not to go forward with that sequel?
I mean, there's just so many things involved in doing a sequel, like who owns the rights and what studio has it and how it changes hands and timing and all those kinds of, and Joe, and like if he wants to do it, but like it depends on how do you get the gang back together, who's gonna write it, like all that kind of stuff. At one point there was something about going to England, but yeah, it just never happened. It'd be fun, I think.
Hi, I'm Taylor. My question is, when Aunt May Parker, when her death was written, do you think that it was unnecessary, or do you think it fit the movie?
I think it fit the movie. It was something that it really drives Peter Parker's whole mission in general. So, I mean, that is from his pain and from his understanding of community and wanting to help people. He grows up through that, and he gives back through the loss. So I think it was necessary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Zach. I was wondering, with My Cousin Vinny, what was your process of getting into the character of Mona Lisa?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think I went to some like mechanic places, but I didn't really. I had to understand it at the time, but don't ask me now because I don't remember how that works, and I wish I could find a mechanic that doesn't rip me off in LA. I don't have any cred with that at all now. So I think it's just a regular process of research.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Hello, Marissa. My name is Mark. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So my question is, what was your relationship with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon on set?
Oh, that's a great question. It was so much fun. I mean, talk about seeing people grow up. Just to see the talent and the heart and the hard work. They took their work very seriously, and they all bonded so beautifully. They traveled the world together, obviously, to promote the film, and it seemed to me they were having a beautiful time. They couldn't have been better actors, better people, and I think they're very well suited to the stardom and the lives that they live. They carry it very elegantly, and they're very kind to people.
Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thanks for throwing that in.
Hi, Marisa. My name's Debbie. My husband and I have been huge fans for years, of course, from my cousin Vinny with all of your fantastic quotes. And also, I just adore you in Only You, and with your chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. and the homage to Roman Holiday. It's just so wonderful and so pure and true and all great things. And I just want to let you know that my husband and I met you yesterday for our photo op, and you are just absolutely effervescent. And your energy is just pure light. And I know I'm gushing, but it's just so wonderful to have that in the world. And I'm so glad you are everything I hoped you would be.
Thank you. Wow. Round of applause for her. Great.
All right, back over here, go ahead.
Hello, Marisa. My name is Jennifer. Welcome to my home state in Florida.
I love Florida.
I'm also a huge Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
So my question is, have you ever interacted with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who came back to play their characters, working alongside your co-star Tom Holland?
Yes, I see them. I mean, I've seen them in life, like at parties or things like that. Not on set though. I didn't know all that. That was all kept a secret at the time. That there were going to be all the guys together reunited for that film. So we didn't know that at the time.
Great question.
Yes.
All right, I think we have time for one or two more questions, so let's go over here first. Go ahead, what's your name?
Great. Hi, Marisa. My name's Rock, and I love everything that you've done. My question is, you've worked with Robert Downey Jr. on several films,
Two, yeah.
Spider-Man, and Avengers, Only You. I don't know why I'm listening, because you already know this. But
Sometimes I forget, so.
what was it like working with him, and if a chance came again, would you reunite with RDJ to work on like another romantic comedy?
Oh yeah, I think he's one of the best actors alive. So anything that he would ever do, I would love to be part of course. He's genius level. That guy. It's great.
Thank
More
you.
questions? All right, I apologize, but we have time for one more question, so here we go. Final question, go ahead.
Hi, Ms. Marisa. My question is, how was it working before The Devil Knows You're Dead with the great late Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ethan Hawke as well?
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. It's about 10 years now since Phil passed, so he's someone we all miss collectively and personally all the time. He's someone we I guess I say we like that in New York, a certain like our age group all kind of grew up together and doing theater together, and just I've done so many readings with him and just seen so many plays at Labyrinth that he put together, and yeah, we all miss him all the time. I'm talking about like Sam Rockwell and Billy Crudup and then like that, and Ethan and like that whole group and other playwrights and actors that just always knew that he was the best then, and we really miss him now. And Ethan, I just am in awe of Ethan. I can't. Why does he even have the energy? Like he's writing books, he's directing, he's like writing. He does something. He's so prolific. He's so creative, and he's so great. He's so wise. He's really. He has a lot to say about art, and I think he's really, really, really brilliant. I feel lucky to have grown up with him.
You were brilliant in the movie as well, so you were great.
Well, thank you so much for joining
This is not about the men that you've worked with. What a concept, right?
There's just two, so we'll just.
As long as you're good with it,
Yeah,
then
okay, do it. Can't let you go. Yeah.
I appreciate it. My name is Christy. Thank you so much. You've had such an amazing career over such a long span, and to do that is so rare in this business, right? So I just want to know what kind of hope do you have for women's roles, particularly women over 40, right? That we can maybe move toward. Like as you said, like she's not Aunt May, she has her own life, right? So what would you like to see?
Well, I think, with Fran McDormand winning the Oscar, and I think that we're seeing Michelle Yeoh, like there's that the breadth of what we have to offer is wide, and as society changes, it's a slow pace, but I think it's changing, and I appreciate that question and keep putting it out there for that change to happen.
Yeah, well, and I can't wait to see what you bring to us in the next few decades.
Thank you.
Go ahead. We'll go you first.
Marisa, thank you for being here. My name is Giovanna, and because I'm Spider May today, I have to ask if May Parker had been bitten by the spider instead of Peter, how do you think the story would have went? Because I think everyone would have been a lot safer.
A lot more responsible. Probably eating better hygiene. I love that question. I mean, she really, in a certain way, she really does guide him. She's the one who gave him all the big ideas. Yes, he was bitten and he had his own experience, but she's the one who taught him about community and service. So, in a way, they are one.
All right, this is our final question. Go ahead.
My question is, what was your favorite Spider-Man movies that you were in, because you play a very important role as Peter Parker's aunt?
Well, I think that the last one was pretty cool when all the Spider-Men were together. And what was that one called? No, we don't. Anyway, someone here knows. A lot of people here know. Whatever that one was called, that one.
Awesome question. Well, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, of course. One more time, everybody.